Welcome back to Crafting a Country Life. I have a haul that I'd like to share with you today. I had a few things arrive in the mail this week, and I also did a little bit of thrifting yesterday as well. So I'm going to share everything that I've found so far with you, or things that have come in the mail. And the first thing I want to share is this package of small clear stamps, and I got this at Michael's, and I had a 40% off coupon. So I went in to use my coupon actually, and I found this, and I couldn't have been more pleased. They're very, and you can see how small they are. They're little like typewriter font words, and you can form these into phrases or just use them as words, and there's so many. And I've actually been looking for something like this for quite a long time, and they're great for doing small little text banners or sentiments when you're doing card making or journal making or any of that kind of thing. So this I was really happy to get, and the words are just common words that you can use when you're doing up sentiments and things like that. Hello, today, beautiful, summer, spring, happy, perfect, inside, computer, celebrate, let's go, grow, family, friends, all kinds of great words here. So this was available, and I was really glad to get it. So that was the first thing. And then the next thing, this arrived in the mail, and I had ordered it from AliExpress. There's, this tiny little, it's like a little Vespa die set. So that arrived, and it came in the same package with this other item that I had ordered. And these are frame dies. One is a heart, a set of hearts. Look at these. Aren't these beautiful? They're ruffled and stitched, and they come in 3 sizes, and they're quite large. The smallest one, well, let's see, we can measure this up just to give you an idea. Okay, the smallest heart is about 3 1/4 inches across. The medium-sized heart is about 4 3/4 across, and then the largest one is about 6 1/2, a little bit more than 6 1/2 inches across. But I am so excited to try these out and do some. They'd be beautiful on the front of Valentine's, or like a vintage journal cover. Oh, just so many ideas are coming to mind. These would even look beautiful as the pages on a journal. You could actually bind the edge or do tag flips with these. Just gorgeous. So I love this. I also have smaller sets of this similar kind of ruffled design in a square shape and a circle shape in my stash. But I saw the hearts, and I wanted to get that set, and then I also wanted to get these this larger set of the squares. Aren't they just beautiful? And they just scream vintage to me with the fabric ruffling on them. So very pretty. These would be gorgeous in cards. And frames for other, like a shaker frame would be gorgeous in this. Yeah, very pretty. So I was happy to get those. And they included a free gift, some little cactus die cuts that are embossed. So those will be fun to try out. Oh, here's another one. I didn't see that. Tiny little dog. Okay, so there's that. We'll put those aside. And I was out thrifting yesterday, and I was at a Savers. I don't know if they're nationwide or not, but we have one that's newer here in New England, in my area. And personally, I think the prices are kind of high there, especially for they had a few little craft things on a pegboard wall, which, a lot of stuff was used. They had containers of Ceram Coat paint, package 6, and they wanted $4 for half-used bottles of paint. I just thought, no, the prices were crazy. But I did find these yarns, and they're a little disheveled. I'm going to have to go back and rewind them. But the color of this, I fell in love with this blue. This will go beautifully with Maggie Holmes' Sunny Days collection. It goes beautiful with some of my vintage themed paper crafts, and although it's acrylic yarn, it looks like cotton and it feels like cotton. It will be gorgeous on tags or to wrap packages in, or any number of things. So I was happy to get that. And for both skeins, I think I paid $1.99. So I got that. And then in the same Savers, they also have a pretty nice housewares department where they have curtains, bed sheets, quilts, towels, all kinds of blankets, table linens, and things like that. So when I go in, I'm typically looking with the mindset that I'm looking for yardage. And I can get some really nice used items and then use the material from it as yardage for doing sewing. And a lot of these, because they're worn and they're older, they're very soft and they have a super vintage look and feel to them. This one, I'm only guessing, but this is probably a vintage 70s piece. And it looks like a little card tablecloth. But I'm thinking, you know, that the images on here could be fussy cut, and you can use the blue check in between. I'm not crazy about the little sayings, but they could be, you know, useful in some aspect of journal making or card making too as well. They're just not my personal taste, but I love these vintage floral borders on here, and I can certainly see cutting these out and using them in my mixed media crafting, and they just look so mid-century to me and very, very feminine. So I was happy to get that, and I think I paid $2 for this little tablecloth, and it actually kind of matches with the yarn. Maybe we can do something together with those two items. Okay, some other things that I found are these handmade embroidered napkins, and these look very 1950s. They're probably a cotton or a linen. I'm giving them the scrunch test. I mean, to be totally sure, I'd have to do a burn test, but I'm, you know, for my purposes, I don't need to be that specific. But they do feel and behave very much like cotton, so that's probably what they are. And they do have the beautiful hand-stitched embroidery on the corners. And there are a couple of different designs. Here's the next one. Aren't they pretty? So you could cut these apart, or you could use them as is, as like a traveler's notebook, cover for a traveler's notebook. Here's another one with the same design as the first one. And then this one has a little, looks like a Chinese lantern with some flowers at the top. And they're beautifully trimmed. And I'm almost even thinking like the yellow and the black, the scraps of these could be used in some vintage Halloween projects that I have in mind. So those will come in handy. This is an old linen towel. You can see here it has a beautiful sheen to it and a subtle little pattern. It's sort of a creamy white color. So I washed all of these up and ironed them. It's got some beautiful hem stitching. These would be beautiful along the edges of a journal or a number of other things. Even some little stuffed animals, vintage stuffed animals would be pretty out of this. So I've got lots of ideas in mind for that. Here are a couple of, let's flip these over. These are probably linen. They drape really well, and they've got some beautiful cut work on them and some white work embroidery in the middle. So it's a pair of them, but they're different. This one has some little pansies in the center. Some white work there. Very pretty. So I've got those. These were $1.99 for both. And then these little luncheon napkins have some embroidery in the corner, so I bought them mostly for the embroidery. Although again, you could use the fabric too for a number of craft projects. This is pretty with the purple color. And there's the last one there. Yeah, so these are pretty as well. Found those. $1.99 for all set of 4. Not too bad. And then this, it's not an expensive piece by any means. I think I paid $1.99 for this one as well. It's a machine-made eyelet. So I've got some yardage here I can use, and the edging would be gorgeous as lace, a lace edging on a journal or something. Yeah, so we got that. It's like a table runner, small table runner, and an enormous, it's stained, but there are a lot of spots on this that are perfectly usable. It is a cotton tablecloth with white work all over it. I'm not going to open it up because it's so huge, but it does have, so you can see some of the staining there as well. Okay, and then the edges are scalloped. And there's so much of it here, I don't even know what I'm going to do with it yet, but we'll put this aside. That one I think was $3.99. And then I got a set of cotton sheets. They're twin size, but they're 100% cotton, and they're old, and they have a beautiful mid-century country floral on them. I just love these, and there's so much yardage here. There's a twin fitted, although I cut that apart, and I've got the, you know, the old elastic from around the edges of the fitted sheet. I'm just going to hang on to that. I mean, it could come in handy for ribbon or some other useful application. So the set of sheets with the pillowcase and the bottom and top sheet, I think they were $8 for that. This was $3.99. It's a pillow sham, but it has sort of that French country antique feel to it. So those florals, those feminine florals, I just love those. So I'll be using this probably in some of my journal making. The blue is so pretty. Here's the matching towel to the other one that I showed you earlier. There were two in the set. And that is, I'm sure it's linen. I could do a burn test, but again, I'm not, you know, I don't need to be that specific for this application. But it does feel very much like linen and has that heavy drape to it. This is a valance in a French country floral with a beautiful trim. I mean, the trim alone, I'm sure that if I had to purchase that new by the yard, would probably be at least $10 a yard. So there's probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 yards worth there on this valance. And the fabric, it looks like antique wallpaper from the 1930s. Isn't it pretty? So again, this fabric will come in handy for lots of applications. I'm very excited to have found these. This was $3.99 for this valance, and it's probably 6 feet long. It's fully lined. So there's a lot of yardage here that I can use in my crafting. Here's another pretty French country floral in yellow with some sage green and coral peach, which I just love. There's a set of 2 valances here. And you can see there's some nice yardage that could be useful. These are 100% cotton. They feel very soft and gently worn, and they'll be a joy to work with, to sew with, and to handle. So I'm looking forward to playing around with all of these fun finds that I got at the thrift store. So that is my secondhand haul. And the other thing that I wanted to share was a collection that I saw online recently, and it was put out by American Crafts, and I'm subscribed to their YouTube channel, so I do watch, you know, what's coming out. And the Splendid collection, I just fell in love with it. It's not particularly a vintage style, but it's just so bright and cheerful that I just said, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get these for myself to use in my paper crafting. So it's the Paige Evans Splendid collection, and this is the project pad here. And I did order some separate double-sided single sheets, but the collection pack has a page of stickers. Just flip this open. Hopefully I'm in frame. Here's the sticker page here. And the second sticker page has a lot of alpha letters and some phrases and such. And then we're into the single-sided papers. This is on sort of a deep navy blue background, sort of a teal blue. And then foiled purple, foiled blue, foiled yellow, and some cut-aparts. This is a beautiful, it reminds me of an old tablecloth. That's pretty. And some tiny little 2-inch cut-aparts. These are fun to use in embellishments. Some paper strips on this page, lined paper, some small patterns in teal. This one has some yellow, purple, a little bit of fuchsia, orange. There's an orange small print, a zigzag, red floral, a purple solid. Now these solids in this project pack, here are the solids, but when you look at them, they have a texture. Not an actual texture, but a visual texture. If I hold this up close, maybe you can see it. It looks like woven cloth, like a linen weight woven cloth. So I thought that was a really nice interest to put onto the solids. A lot of the project pads that you get have just a plain solid, but I like it when there's just a little bit of subtle interest going on in the solids because it makes your work a little more interesting to look at. I love this blue. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so that's the project pad. And then I got the 6x8 as well. And some of the pages in here are different from the ones in the project pad. And they are really pretty. I just love the bright colors. And typically I tend more towards the pastels, but this just made me feel so happy to look at these. Look at these beautiful bright colors for a change. There's the pastel check. Just kind of flip through quickly here. And foiling, the soft purple. This is pretty with the diamonds. Foiling. There's that blue from the project pad. That floral. This is pretty with the gold foiling. Blues. More foiling. This sort of herringbone look. I love this denim jeans look too. Let me bring this up closer for you to see it. Isn't that cute? Looks like a pair of blue jeans. Here's the green, more foiling, the red, dot, foil dot, some oranges. And I love this. It looks like machine stitching. I wish there were more pages of this in this collection. That's one of my favorites. And there's a purple foil, stripe, rainbow stripe, and the yellow flame. Okay, so that is the 6x8. And then a package of stickers. This is 8 sheets all together. There's the top. And then these, some of them are sentiments, others are icons. Some labels. Some food icons. Phrases. Flowers and envelope. These envelopes are so colorful and pretty. And then this page here with some more phrases. So that, and then this is the washi tape, which I love. And a package of ephemera. This has 50 pieces in it. Mostly flowers and leaves. And here's what's included. Oh, no, that's coming into view there. Focus a little bit. There we go. Okay, and then the double-sided sheets that I picked up. These I got from Joann's, and they were 40% off, and I got, I think it was $2 shipping. So that was a pretty good bargain, I thought. There's the reverse. Sort of a rainbowy shape there. Teal on the back. And Paige Evans really, her colors are more saturated. She has a nice range of small to large prints, stripes, and other patterns in her collections. There we go. There's a bright, bold, larger scale floral, dots on the reverse. Love these cut aparts. They're a 3-inch cut apart. Really very bright. There's the back. Got 2 of those. Here's that stitch page. I love this one. Be fun to reproduce some of this on my sewing machine with some of my decorative stitches on fabric and kind of use them together, the paper and the fabric. It'd be fun to try. Bright yellow, and then of course the butterfly page with the stripes on the back. Okay, so that is the Paige Evans collection. Okay, that is the end of my my haul share for today. I hope that you enjoyed taking a look at everything, and I am sure I'll be having a few more things arrive in the mail probably next week. So those I'll have to show you next week when I do my next haul. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you back again really soon. Bye for now.